Hi everyone, it's Wanda with the Armchair Cat Advocate. I'm standing off to the side because I want you to see who's on the Bowie mat. It's not Mr. Boo. It's our little friend Maleficent. I'm not sure where Mr. Boo is, but anyway, let's straighten this up. But you got to see Maleficent. Okay, so I know I've been MIA for the last couple of days. I haven't uploaded very much, and there's reasons for that. I want to talk to everybody. I have a little agenda here with some things that I want to talk about with everyone. This is, I guess, a community update. Let's just call it that, a community update. And so anyway, here's what's been going on. So first and foremost, it's been a busy week. I've had a busy week. Kayla's had a busy week. For those of you who don't know or are newer to the channel, about, I guess, 2 months ago or so, I got an email from YouTube. And I had no idea that YouTube does this. I had no idea that this was something that was available to content creators. But YouTube has this program. So they have the partner program, which is the program that when you get enough watch hours and enough subs, you can then get monetized. And so then you can apply for their community partner program. Is it the community partner program? No, I don't know what it's not called. Maybe it is. Anyway, it's the YouTube partner program where you apply to that, and then they accept you into that, so you can get money from ads and super chats and all that stuff. So they have that, which pretty much everybody knows about that. But then there's also another program which I had no idea that this existed, but it's something like the YouTube community creators program. So there's two different ones, like the partner program, and the others like the creators program. The creators program is basically, the easiest way to explain it is, it's a boot camp, and it's invitation only. So they send you out an email, and it says, "Congratulations, Armchair Cat Advocate. We've watched your channel. It looks really good. We want to help you grow your channel. If you're interested, you can apply for this boot camp." And what it is it's a series of webinars and lives, and they cover the gamut. They cover everything from community guidelines. They talk about monetization. They talk about content, how to make more effective shorts, thumbnails, all this stuff. So I at first didn't apply for it because I thought it was a scam. I thought, yeah, after everything I've been through with this channel, I'm not giving somebody information so they can come over and take the channel down, because we've been harassed by another content creator for like 10 months now. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that too, because there's a few things I want to address with that before I go on to the other things that I want to discuss. But as far as this community creators program is concerned, they've had a lot of stuff this week. Like they'll send out emails and say, make sure that you come in to make sure that you don't miss these exclusive creator workshops or whatever. Like last week they did interviews with the Philippi brothers. Philippi, is that how you pronounce it? They're the ones that did Talk to Me. They're YouTubers. I think their YouTube channel is Raka Raka or something like that. But I don't know them from you. I mean, I know the lore behind the movie. I know that they were YouTubers. I never watched their stuff because that's not something that kind of content doesn't appeal to me. But they did do the movie Talk to Me, which I've seen, and excellent movie. So now they have another movie coming out, and they did an interview with them, and then people could submit questions. You had to submit questions before the actual interview took place, so they could ask, because you weren't allowed to actually go off mic and ask. But anyway, stuff like that. So I've got an email in the beginning of the week, and they had a whole bunch of really good, like yesterday they had two pretty much back to back. So they had one about community guidelines, and then they had another one about the community guidelines was good because, with all the harassment, I was actually able to talk to someone, and I'm going to have some more discussions about this and about another one of that creator's subs who has content of mine on her channel that is not transformative, and there's copyright issues there. So I wanted to get some information as to what I should do about that. So I'm in talks now. Then the second one was live streaming, like more effective live streaming. So that was really good too. And I asked the question, is there a way that I can like donate money from these lives directly to a nonprofit? And the answer is yes. Now, I have to do a little more research because I'm not exactly sure how to do that. Because it was just basically like a 5-minute, this is how you can do it. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, you need to rewind, slow it down, maybe draw a picture. I don't know. So anyway, but really good information. Then had some other stuff going on this week. What I wanted to talk to everyone about, as far as this content creator that is causing problems, I wanted to just address that very, very briefly. So there was an issue, I think it was at the end of last week, where someone sent me an email and they said this content, oh, come here, baby. Look who I've got. Oh, come here, baby. Look who I've got. Look at the little Maleficent. You get to look at it. Can you look at the camera? Look at the camera. Show everybody your pretty face. She says, I am beautiful. You are a beautiful girl. And we haven't been able to go out on the harness. That's another thing. It's been raining all week. And then it clears out during the day. And, of course, Fury won't go out during the day. Although he was trying to go out this morning. But I know. Okay. Well, you want it up. Now you want down. Okay. And Chaplain, I still have Chaplain. Chaplain's over here. We'll talk about Chaplain in a little bit. So, the weather's been really crappy. Haven't been able to really go outside. Haven't been really able to film anything. I mean, I could give you an update every day on Chaplain. I didn't have time to go live, so that's kind of why I really haven't done much with the channel this week, because I really don't have anything to, everything's kind of stymied with the weather, and there's only so many updates I can give you on Chaplain, so many buoy rolls that I can show you from Mr. Boo. There's just kind of like there's not a whole lot was going on. And like I said, I just really didn't have time to do a live this week, because by the end of the day, I'm kind of tired, and the last thing I want to do is sit on a live and entertain folks for 2 hours, 3 hours, or more. No offense, everyone, but I don't believe in just sitting there and playing on my phone. I want to interact with my folks, and I can't really do that if I'm falling asleep. So now she's got a spring and she's batting around my feet. So let's talk for a few minutes about what's happening with this other content creator and her subscribers, and this ongoing harassment that just doesn't want to die. I have racked my brain as to how to address this. I don't want to bring it on this channel, because this channel is for advocacy and education around cats, The people that are watching the content, they're here for the cats. They're not here for drama. I guess if they were here for drama, they'd be on the other channel. But they're not on this channel. They're not here for drama on this channel. Maleficent. Which leads me to trying to figure out how to address this. Because as I said in the beginning of this video, I'm in this YouTube program. I'm like looking at things differently. I want the channel to be a safe space. I want the channel to be professional. I want the channel to be welcoming. I want the channel to be everything other than what those people bring to it, which is toxicity, negativity, nastiness, harassment, bullying. I don't want that on this channel. So I've been using the last few days of downtime to really think about how going forward can I handle this. So of course, first of all, it's like zero tolerance. If you put a negative comment, and I'm going to preface this by saying a negative comment isn't necessarily a bad comment, and it's not something that I'm going to remove just because it's negative. If someone says something like, why isn't your, I don't know. Why is, this is one thing I get all the time. Why is Chaplin in a cage? Okay? If you're asking me why is Chaplin in a cage, I can explain that to you. But if you come at me with, you're a horrible person, you keep it in a cage, or like, we had one of the wackadoodle-doos that follow that other content creator who is actually the husband of the former grifter that was manager on this channel, or I shouldn't say a former, she's still a grifter. She's former manager, but she's still a grifter. The former man, he's husband of the former manager. That's the grind was his username at that point. Now it's something like cruel intentions or good intentions or story of internet abuse or some crazy shit. Who knows what's going on there? It's these people. These people are, as far as I'm concerned, they're emotionally stunted. They're emotionally immature. These are people who are still stuck back in high school with the mean girl mentality. They haven't moved forward. They haven't learned. They just, this is what they do. They seem to have inordinate amounts of time for people who are in their 50s and 60s and should be leading full lives and having a lot of stuff on their plate. But they just seem to have an inordinate amount of time to constantly change their username. And I'm talking about, we've found people on this channel that we know are from the other channel. We know because we've seen them over there. So we know. Yeah, we know. We monitor things. I mean, I'm not over there looking at that person's content because I don't care. That person isn't relevant to me. I just want to see what kind of slander they're putting forth from day to day. Because there was something that was said that was very heinous and disgusting, and I do want to bring that up just briefly. But, trying to address these people, because we have found literally, we have had people come on this channel that they change their username within an hour. Like they've come on and then they've gone back, they've changed it because we'll look at the channel and it's like the channel was just created an hour ago. Now things have calmed down a little bit, but make no mistake, they're still circling the wagon, so to speak. One of them, who goes by Rissy Pissy or Pissy Rissy or something like that. Rissy Roar is a subscriber. That's a subscriber's username. That's not her real name. I have. I know her real name. And I know that because she sent me a nasty email and she signed her name. She probably doesn't remember that. She also told me where she lives. So she doxed herself. So, Rissy Pissy, I would be very careful. I would be very careful when you send out nasty emails. Maybe not give so much information, because if that goes to a legal action, not hard to find you. So this individual has a channel, and on that channel is pretty much all, no, not all of it, but a good portion of the content on that channel is about me. And slandering me, saying nasty things about me. She has a video over there of mine that she took from this channel. She took like 12 minutes or so, put a little bit of text on that basically said I'm faking my mental illnesses, my mental health, that I'm not really, I really don't have PTSD or anything. I'm just faking. I don't know how you know that, honey. It's the last time I checked, you're not a therapist, you're not a psychologist. And even if you were, that's against their ethics. It's not ethical for a therapist to diagnose someone who isn't their client. So even if you were a therapist, you would still be in trouble for that. So you might want to be careful what you say about people. Because like I said, I am talking to you too. But the thing that she's done now, which is really disgusting, and I wasn't going to talk about this, but I saw a comment this morning when I was going through. Actually, it was a comment that was held, and I looked at it, and I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with that, so I approved it. But the comment was, somebody said they would like to kiss Fury's belly. It's like he has a little fluffy, kiss his little fluffy belly. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with, if you're a parent, I don't see anything wrong with giving your child raspberries on their belly, which, you know, kids didn't like that. Babies love that kind of stuff. I don't see anything wrong with giving your cats kisses. I mean, they're like our children, you know, loving on them, giving them little kisses and things like that. You know, I don't see anything wrong with that. That it doesn't equate into what Rissy was suggesting. And so someone sent me screenshots of comment that she left. Or not, she didn't leave it on here, she was on her channel. So what this person is doing, I mean, this is like, this person is completely, you want to talk, I mean, this person, for all her talk about me with mental illness, I think this person needs a psychiatrist and a psychologist and a therapist and an inpatient stay as well. Maybe involuntarily committed for about, 6 months, because this person's severely unhinged. So what she's been doing, apparently, is she's been coming over here and scouring the comments. Just think about this for a minute, folks. Think about this. This is a grown-ass woman who's probably, I'm going to say she's at least in her 40s. But this is a grown-ass woman. Ow, Maleficent, ow, ow. This is a woman that is, at least in her 40s. Grown-ass woman. I don't know if she has a job. I don't know what her, if she's married or housewife. I don't know what that situation is. But just the fact that this person is grown and over the age of, 20, 30, which, hey, being in this YouTube boot camp program, a lot of the presenters and the partners, the managers, the community managers are people in their 30s. Ouch! Maleficent, stop! She's grabbing she bats her her spring around my feet, and then she grabs hold of my ankle and digs in with her claws. I don't know what that's about, but it's really annoying. I'm going to turn the light on here too, because it really looks like it's going to rain. It's kind of overcast. Okay, that's a little better. As I was saying, these people that are doing these presentations, and like we had a young guy on, was it Wednesday, I think? And he was talking, ow! Sorry about that. She just really grabbed hold of my ankle and dug in. That hurt. I threw her spring out. Actually, I think she drew blood on that one. I threw the spring in the back room, so hopefully she'll stay back there and play. Oh, here she comes again. So, as I was trying to say, this young man, he actually went to Penn State, which is in Pennsylvania, where I'm living, and not really that far from, about 2-3 hours, I guess, from York, where I'm at. So it's not, it's not that, I guess he doesn't live there. I mean, he's not there now. I think he's graduated, but, a young guy. And this guy was talking about, he was talking about how to set up a YouTube channel, how to get sponsors, how to get all, he's like going through the whole thing. Just explaining, all the tips and little hints and things that aren't put out there, that things that you would only hear if you were part of his presentation, listening to his presentation, because there's a lot of stuff that I wasn't aware that YouTube can do, that he brought attention to. So anyway, just making the point that I think people in their 20s and 30s behave more maturely than this person does. So, as I said, what she's been doing is she's been coming on this channel. She's been scouring the channel for comments that she can twist and manipulate into something heinous and nasty and nefarious. And then she takes them and puts them on her channel. And what she's trying to do is Maleficent, stop. What she's trying to do is she's trying to slander me, and the way she's doing it now is she's coming after my subscribers. So this is not okay. So the comment that she took was a comment from our mod and longtime subscriber Mark, and he had said something about he was joking around about Fury. I don't remember what the whole thing was. He was talking about his cats and how they like to watch him take a shower, and it was just, it wasn't meant to be interpreted the way she interpreted it. Let me put it this way. I have to be careful how I say this, because YouTube, although we're like 23 minutes, 24 minutes in, so maybe YouTube won't pick it up, but let's just say that she accused him of yeastiality, but with a B in place of the Y. That's what she's implying. And she also said that he's a horrible pet owner. And then she was talking about how she can understand now why the bald-headed grifter booted him off of her channel. Now, these are all lies. None of this is true. Mark is a good pet owner. He's a good cat parent, cat daddy. Anyone who has read his comments about his cat Snowy and Snowy's health issues will know that he essentially took a good chunk of his savings to vet that cat and keep that cat alive and comfortable as long as possible. He also is a really good son, a good person. You know, he helps his neighbors. He helps his mom. His aunt just passed away. And this is all, you know, these are all this is all in comments that he's left, so I'm not like divulging anything. It just makes me angry that someone would come on. Someone is so petty and small and nasty. And I don't know, jealous maybe? I don't know what the problem is. That they have to come and do that kind of stuff. It's disgusting. It truly is. And I think this person, okay, so just to set the record straight, number one, he wasn't booted off of the channel. He left because that content creator was nasty to him and to Catitude and to other subscribers. In fact, we have subscribers on this channel that came from her channel because she was nasty to them. Because when they said something, when they questioned something, oh, you don't question the queen bee. You don't do that. Because again, emotionally stunted, emotionally immature, mean girl energy. And I guess I should also remind that content creator who was talking about how gross and disgusting Mark is, what about like the beginning of your channel? What about the litter box that you literally slept next to because your cat was so bullied that the only safe place he had was the head of your bed where you had his litter box and his food dishes? I have a screenshot of it, honey. So you can take that video down, but I have the screenshot. And then there was another video where she's showing everybody how when she goes to the bathroom, that the cat comes, she can't ever go to the bathroom alone because the cats come, and she actually went in, lifted the toilet seat, sat down on the toilet. Now, of course, she was clothed. If she could get away with it, she probably wouldn't have been, but, you know. At least she did that. At least she gave that little concession to us all. She sits down, the cat jumps on her lap. She's like, this is how I have to go to the bathroom. Like, oh, thank you. Thank you for that image that's now been burned into my brain. So, again, let's go back to the old adage of people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Because there's a lot of stuff that this person has done and is currently doing that is sketchy and should change the channel name to Lies with 18 Cats, because that's all it is. And bullying and harassment. So, this is leading me to the next thing, and this is another reason why I didn't upload much this week. I was trying to figure out how to address this, but not have it on this channel, because I don't want it on this channel. I don't want this channel to become that kind of a channel. But I also think these things should be addressed. Not just to set the record straight, but also because I know there are other people out there on YouTube that are being bullied excessively, and YouTube's doing nothing about it. And I learned a long time ago, you know, Rissy Pissy, this is a benefit of therapy, honey. You might want to listen to this. I learned a long time ago through multiple rounds of DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, how to reframe things and how to think about things in a different way. And, you know, this kind of thing, I'm looking at it and reframing it. It's like, okay, what can we do here? How can we make lemonade, excuse me, how can we make lemonade out of this bushel of lemons that have been thrown at us? And then I came upon an idea. Create another channel. And that's what I did. I have created a second channel. And this channel is an anti-bullying channel. So what I'm going to do on this channel is going to be, first and foremost, it's going to be my story of how I was harassed and bullied on YouTube. Hopefully it'll be a wake-up call to YouTube. And hopefully other people that have been bullied will feel comfortable and safe enough to at some point come on and tell their stories. I'd also like to get therapists on. I'd like to get bullying experts on. I would like to do a lot of things with this channel because I think this is a big issue. I don't just think, I know it's a big issue. I know it's a big issue. One of the stats that I read is that 50% of people, 1 out of 2, have been bullied at some time in their lives. And I don't think we talk about adult bullying enough, because adult bullying, you know, it's bad enough when a child gets bullied, and it's always been like, oh, you know, that's just the way it is. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Just ignore it. Okay, sometimes it's not easy to ignore things. Like, it's not easy to ignore things when you have people that are sending emails to nonprofit organizations where you volunteer and saying BS. It's not easy to ignore things when you have a content creator actually showing people step by step how to take down your channel. It's not easy to ignore things when you have, again, 2 content creators doing an hour-long video where they're talking about how your self-exiting ideation is fake and only being used to hurt that other content creator and take down their channel. Taking everything out of context and calling you out by name. And this is all based off of a lie that this person, and a false narrative that this person has been perpetuating since August of last year. And I think it's time that people know the truth. Because I have the truth. And I have the documentation and I have the evidence. I have in my possession the report from Animal Control in Missouri. I have the vet records from VCA Hospital in Hannibal, Missouri. And I have an email from the supervisor of Animal Control in Hannibal, Missouri. And every single one of those documents shows that what I'm saying is the truth and what she's saying is a lie. So, that's something that I want to discuss, but I don't want to do it on this channel. So, the second channel is where that's going to land when I get around to doing it, when I get around to doing the video or the live or whatever I'm going to do. And I'm purposely not giving out the name of the channel at this point because it's not all the way up and running. I have 1 subscriber so far. But these issues need to be addressed. And I think these people need to be called out by name. Because the fact of the matter is that these people do not understand. They don't know what's going on. They hear one side of the story. They refuse to look at evidence that's right in front of their face. They just choose to ignore it. It's like, the sun is made of green moldy cheese. No, it's not. Yes, it is. That's the mentality. So that's another reason why I haven't uploaded much, because I've been busy getting this channel together and getting ready to. I think I might just do a live stream, because I can do it through stream. I don't need 50 subscribers. I don't even care. I don't even care if I have 50 subscribers. The idea is it'll be out there. And it'll be off of this channel. It'll be separate. So that's that. So we're going to put that in a little box and put it on the shelf and close the closet door. Next, as far as like this channel and the direction that this channel is going, I'm looking at some different options here. One of the things that I do want to put in place is community guidelines. I feel like we need that at this point. I mean, the people on this channel are pretty well behaved for internet. For being a YouTube channel, we have a pretty good group. I'd like to keep it that way. I just think that we probably do need some community agreements or guidelines or something, just so everyone kind of knows, I mean, it's kind of like that way. I have teeth. If somebody does misbehave, I can say, hey, community guideline, first warning. I don't feel like I have to do that, though. I mean, I'm going to do it just because of that reason, but I don't feel like I'm ever going to use it, because like I said, the people that are here because they're here for the cats are fine. I'm not having a problem with them. So that's that. And then let's talk a little bit about what's happening here with the colony. Couple things. We're trying to arrange a mass trapping, but that's Kayla and her girls are trying to coordinate schedules, so I'm not sure when that will happen. And the other thing that we're trying to do too is we're trying to get all of the colony cats vaccinated, because feline distemper, panleuk, is pretty prevalent right now, and we got to get everybody up to date. So we're looking at and I'll talk a little more about that in a later video. I just want to kind of briefly go over everything right now. And the other thing that I want to address too quickly is, I know that I have 2 people that have sent me emails, and I want you to know I have read them, and I did respond to one. Well, actually, the other, I responded to both. I just didn't get a chance yet to sit down and send out information that you're asking for. And I think both topics are worthy of videos, so I appreciate you sending those issues in. And I know it's hard when you're working with these cats. I mean, both of the issues are revolving around cats being brought in from outside, and it's hard. I will just briefly, because I'm not going to go into detail, because I primarily wanted to talk about the new channel, what's going on there, and the YouTube stuff. But I will say this. Cats that have been outside do exhibit more of the FAS symptoms, or the FAS signs, the signs of fear, anxiety, and stress. And also remember the 3-3-3 rule. So the 333 rule is it's 3 days for a cat to decompress in a new environment, 3 weeks for them to start to feel kind of comfortable and start to explore. That's kind of where Chaplin's at right now. He's wanting to come out. When I open the cage, he's trying to jump out of the cage, which I don't blame him, but I have no choice but to keep him in there because of the ringworm. And then after 3 months, they pretty much settle in. So just to let you all know. And also, if a cat comes in that is not acclimating to being inside and needs to go back out, they remember where they came from. There's been, I've heard this talked about in several different presentations now, but they're saying like upwards to around, I think, 6 months or so, 3 to 6 months, that they could be inside for like 3 to 6 months. You put them back out, they know exactly where they're going. So, I wouldn't be too concerned about that if they have to go back outside, like as long as you haven't had them in for a year or 2 years, maybe then it would be a problem. But, as long as it's been like between 3 and 6 months, I think you're okay. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say to everyone. I just wanted to catch everybody up on what's going on and let everybody know where I've been and what's happening. And yeah, so when I get I get some content on the new channel and I figure out exactly how I'm going to handle this, then I will let everyone know, because I think it's necessary at this point. I think, we need to have people, there are so many people being bullied, they need a safe space to go. And so I'm going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Doesn't work, just take it down. But for now, and who knows, maybe I'll end up making it private too. And then nobody can sneak around and take screenshots of comments and take them out of context. And unbelievable. I just wish I had that kind of time. I really do. I wish I had that kind of time. I was in bed this morning and I'm like, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. No, I got to get up and feed cats. 5 more minutes. Because I've been feeding them like earlier in the morning since it's getting warmer. And it was supposed to rain, and it's supposed to rain, so I'm like, okay, I have to like feed between rain showers. I have to kind of time it out, so I'm not feeding them right before it rains, so they have time to eat. So anyway, so I think I'm going to end it there. Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for hit the I don't say this enough. I got to get used to saying this. Hit the thumbs up, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, try to be nice. We have enough nastiness. We don't need any more harassment. Do the whole YouTube spiel thingy. And we've had the last day or so, we've gotten, 5 or 6 more subscribers. So thank you to everyone who subscribes. It helps a lot. And I will see you in the next one. So goodbye for meow.